Galit tayo.
Women.
Excuse me, gentlemen. I hate to interrupt. But
ain't no recording out here. This private property.
No recording out here. Sir, I'm exercising my First Amendment rights.
You think this is America?
This is sir, I'm exercising my rights.
Karen freaks out on an innocent blind man.
Fuck away from me! What the fuck are you doing? Why do you keep walking up to me, sir?
I'm just trying to get my cart.
This is not your car. I literally have pictures of it sent to my husband.
This is a continuation from the Eric story time. So I found him in the back once again, and I gave him a more stern talking to, and I was like, hey, one, you cannot clock out without a manager's permission. You have to have a manager clock you out. And number two, if you leave your zone, you have to have someone taking over. And he looks at me and he goes, well, I'm off. It's 2. I'm off, and walks away. The best part about Eric was he would literally go out and sit at a table for hours on end after he was off. So him needing to get off at a certain time, he would literally just go sit and read a book. So he could stay an extra 5 minutes if he needed to. But anyway, I digress. So after he starts to walk away, I literally tell him, he can still hear me. I tell him, hey, you know what? You can go ahead and talk to the general manager on Monday. He'll be here. He looked at me and then just walked away. So after this happens, I then have to go write an email to my general manager, my 3 co-managers, and my district manager saying what had happened, because there had already been one instance, which I talked about earlier, and so I had to keep them updated. So as I'm writing this email, the door swings open and it's Eric, and he's demanding the general manager's cell phone number. Now, 1, I'm not allowed to give out the general manager's cell phone number, and number 2, this is a very tiny office, and he's literally blocking the door, and I tell him, I'm like, hey, I'm very uncomfortable. You're making me very uncomfortable. I need you to get out of the office, and I will have the general manager call the store so you can talk to him. He tells me that he's not leaving. He's not going to unblock the door, and he's going to wait until I call the general manager because he doesn't want me telling lies to the general manager. I tell him again that I'm very uncomfortable, and I'm keeping my cool. Obviously, there were a lot of things I could have done in this situation, like called the police or called the store and been like, hey, I need help in the office, But I was just panicking, and my brain was panicking, wasn't working. So instead I was just like, hey, I'm very uncomfortable. I need you to get out of the office, and I will call the general manager. This goes back and forth for at least 20 minutes. Finally, he slams the door, but watches me through the window. There's a little window, and literally watches me call the general manager. And I have to tell the general manager, hey, I need you to call the store immediately. Long story short, the general manager calls the store, he talks to Eric, and then Eric leaves the building. I, of course, once Eric left the building, started crying. So the general manager then calls me and is like, hey, what happened? I explained what happened, and I didn't tell you guys this earlier, but I tried to get up to leave the office, and he did not let me leave. He literally would not move. So after I talked to the general manager, I then had to call the district manager and tell them what happened. So of course I had to do this all while crying because I was scared shitless because of what just happened, and because he literally wouldn't let me leave the office. I tried to get up and he wouldn't let me leave. So I then had to finish up my shift, which was another 6 hours, close the store, and that was that. So the next day I ended up getting a call from my general manager, and they said, hey, you don't have to worry about Eric anymore. We gave him all the documentation. He's let go. He is no longer working for us. He doesn't have any other shifts. You're safe. It's okay.
If you were greeted like this at a restaurant, would you stay?
I know.
I'm sorry. Stop making such a fucking nuisance of yourself.
I'm so sorry.
Trying to fish here, dude.
Literally trying to catch fish.
Trying to fish here, man. What? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yep. Good job, dude.
Ma'am, I'm just trying to tell you.
Oh,
you got...
I have it all on tape right
No,
here.
no, look, you pulled the hose out at the gas station
right,
back
sure
there. Yeah.
Baby.
What?
Hello here. Hi. Oh my goodness. Are you in no help? Yeah. Are you who takes the money? Okay, I will have a good day. Thank you. You have a good day. He is super cute.
Jackie. Jack! Get back here. Oh, yeah. Come here, Milo. Come here.
Get your fucking truck off my land.
It's not on your land.
Where's your land? Where is your land?
Go back.
Where
Go,
is your
leave.
land?
Go away
Where's
from me.
your land?
Go away from me.
I want to see the pin here.
You go away from us.
Excuse me.
Go away from us. Leave us alone.
Leave you alone. Your truck is over on my property.
That is on DOT property. You find out where your pin.
Asshole.
Your
assholes.
Your pin is
Let's
way
go
over there.
back to the-
You leave.
Let's go
Leave.
back to the whole issue about
Leave.
fathered in.
I don't care. That is Department of Transportation property. End of story. Leave. 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 We're here trying to have a conversation. We're doing business. Leave us alone.